Bihan is not evil. He just don't care anymore. All right, how's it going, everybody? So I've continued to watch these gameplay segments and really just paying attention to a lot of the dialogue. And I think I picked up some more interesting details when it comes to Sub Zero. So I see a lot of people now are out there with these theories and in different comments on other videos saying, "Oh, it's confirmed Bihan is evil still," or Bihan is going to be like an antagonist of some sort. And that might be true. He might be a some sort of antagonist, but I don't think he's evil. Let's break some of these things down. So, one of the first ones that I have on here that I want to talk about is Liu Kang tells him that he took lives, um, or that it costed lives of people, and Bihan says, "Well, it's for the Lin Kuei's best interest." And see, this is kind of what starts off my whole thinking is I don't think your boy is necessarily evil. I think he just is a leader of his people. And when it comes to the safety and protection of his people, he'll go all out. He does not care. If you're in his way, you're going to be eliminated, period. I think that's exactly the type of Bihan we're going to get. Someone who's very serious when it comes to the protection of the Lin Kuei, um, the protection of his brothers. And I think anyone else who opposes to that, he just has no cares for that. Even Liu Kang himself, he seems to have this kind of attitude where like I don't need to respect you or bow to you or anything else. Like you're gonna either respect me or help me or get out my way. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from him early. Again, not a necessarily like I'm just evil or I'm ready to take over the world type thing. But just I'm here for my people to flourish. Anybody else, they can get out the way. There's a moment when Katana tells Bihan, she says, the Lin Kuei used to be noble. By the way, if you're confused on why I'm saying Bihan, if you've paid attention to a lot of these dialogues, they address him as Bihan. So it's confirmed Sub Zero is Bihan. We're still not sure if Scorpion is Hanzo or not, and I'm going to get on that later in this video. So yeah, Katana says, the Lin Kuei used to be noble, and he said, well, it's better now that we serve ourselves. So it sounds like the Lin Kuei used to be used for maybe a higher purpose or was an ally to a bigger kingdom, maybe Edenia or Outworld, and then they broke away and said, "Forget all that. We gonna take care of ourselves." And that's what I mean. Again, like his top priority is the Lin Kuei. It's nobody else but the Lin Kuei. That's gonna be really interesting to see how that plays out. I don't remember seeing it too much during MK9 through 11 at all because he dies very quickly. So we just get Kuai Liang. And in the older NK games, I have to be honest, I don't remember if Bihan was very protective or whatever, or if he was just like a murderous type person. I don't remember his characteristics too much. So for me, it's going to be a refreshing thing to see just how much he cares and what extent he go for his people. It looks like he'll even rival against Liu Kang if he gets in his way. I don't know how well that's going to work out for him, but so there's another time when Bihan is facing off against Kenshi, and he tells him that he knows of his secret. And I wish I had covered this inside the last video. I don't think I did when I talk about Kenshi. But see, that's very interesting. Like, what is Kenshi hiding? Is it just the fact that he's affiliated possibly with the Black Dragon, as we see in another dialogue sequence between him and Liu Kang or Yakuza? Or is it that he's maybe dealing with things he shouldn't? Maybe dealing with Shang Tsung and dealing with certain experiments. We're going to talk about that in another video. But anyway, he tells Kenshi that he knows of his secret. And Kenshi said, is this the new tactic of the Lin Kuei? Extortion? So, again, the Lin Kuei ready, well, Bihan himself ready to do all that he can. So it looks like the Lin Kuei are making power moves out here. Now, obviously, Kenshi suggests, is this a new tactic, extortion? But this implies that the Lin Kuei have been up to all kinds of tactics and things like that, probably to gain power, to become this dominant force that now people feel the need to chastise, like Katana or Liu Kang, or feel the need to, remind you used to be noble and things like that. Probably because they're not just a small little force, they're a force to be reckoned with. They probably have all kinds of ways to keep people in check, not just from their skill, their power, and things like that, but maybe it is through secrets and holding things over each other. Bihan seems to know a lot in these dialogues. Obviously, the original Lin Kuei was based off of ninjas, if I'm correct, Chinese culture with ninjas. And something that I do remember is that the Lin Kuei never liked to be called ninjas. So that might play into this as well. Like, yes, they might have the arts of like a ninja, when it comes to retrieving information and scouting out things, assassinating, maybe thieving or whatever. But they might look at themselves as higher than that. You know, they just have the skills to get certain things done, but they are their own nation or maybe trying to. Another dialogue between Kenshi and Bihan that I thought was very interesting is he says, "My ancestors said they tangled with yours." And Bihan told him, he said, "Has it ever occurred to you to ask them why?" See, that's interesting too. It's not like, oh, it's a groundbreaking reveal. To me, it just interests me because again, I love world building, I love deep lore, and so to know that the Takahashi and the Lin Kuei have been having a rivalry or a beef for a minute, I wonder why. I wonder what the purpose is. You know, some of y'all might be like, oh, yeah, because they just don't like each other in general. But I feel like there's something deeper to that, especially for Bihan to say, has it ever occurred to you to ask them why? Seems like, from Bihan's perspective, the Takahashi betrayed the trust of the Lin Kuei. So they deserve the rivalry. They deserve the tangle. Then, speaking of which, it could also be from the Blade Sento. Maybe the Lin Kuei feel like the Sento belongs to them. There's a time when Bihan, also in these dialogues, says the blade Sento will be nice in his collection. And Kenshi said, "You have to pry it from my cold, dead hands." To me, again, that lets me know, okay, Bihan, he kind of toying with people a little bit, but he knows a lot. He's not just some regular degular, I don't really know things. I just mercenary, pay me, I'll get the job done. I'll assassinate who you want me to. No, my boy knows a lot. The Lin Kuei knows a lot. He's not to be trifled with. Now, yes, I know these are dialogue segments, and a lot of times dialogue segments in the past have not been canon. I personally see no reason why the dialogue here would not be canon because they're not making. See, like in MK11, they made references and homages to the comics, to other, deep lore, like in movies and stuff that actually did not connect to the games. So, it's having fun with it. But if you look at 11, especially now, knowing that we've restarted, 11 was kind of like the finish to it all, not just in the sense of the story, but even the crypt was a huge homage to the very first Mortal Kombat movie. A lot of the dialogue was homage to the comics that they uncanonized. So 11 seems like a nice send off to that old universe entirely. I don't think that they will be referencing things that are just fun little teases that aren't actually canon in MK1. I could be wrong, but I'm willing to bet that all of this is canon to a certain degree or the other. And maybe in MK2 they might, retcon some stuff. You know how they are. But I feel like this is all kind of giving us nice little story tidbits. Now, while we're on the subject of Bihan, I do want to point out in the last video when I was talking about Kenshi, I made the statement that Liu Kang warns Kenshi about the Black Dragon. I was technically wrong. It's Kuai Liang who warns Kenshi about the Black Dragon, and when Kenshi mentions that to Liu Kang kind of reinforces that warning. Now, that's cool because that's confirmation Kuala Yang is in this. As I'm sure still Bihan's brother. So the question is, since Scorpion and Sub-Zero brothers, is Kuala Yang Scorpion? Seems to be a lot of people's thought process. Or are they just a brother of three now? Brothers of three now. Maybe Hanzo, Kuala Yang, and Bihan all together. Obviously, there's not much we can go off of right now to find out the answer to that. And if you notice, they left out Scorpion out of the gameplay, probably because of the things that he would say that might reveal too much story wise. Maybe they want that to be a big reveal. So we don't know. And a lot of Ed Boon's comments when he talks about Scorpion, he does not say his name. He just talks about how they're brothers now, and but he doesn't say, Hanzo and Bihan are brothers. He just leaves it as Sub-Zero and Scorpion. So there's not much we'll go by. But that's very interesting. That got me hyped to find out what's going to be the reveal of his brother. Even if it's Hanzo, to me that's really cool. But if it is Kuai Liang, then where is Hanzo? So, all right, we're going to find out soon. So in another matchup with Liu Kang and Bihan, he tells Bihan, "You will not enter the Temple of the Elements, whatever that is." Um, I'm really interested to know what the Temple of the Elements are. Obviously, on face value, it seems like something that is very sacred to the elemental power. And Bihan even responds with saying, "I will have that power that you locked away," or something to that nature. So Bihan again, he seems like someone he's not to be trifled with. But also, I don't take it as just like evil necessarily, because he didn't say something like, "Oh, I'll kill you, I'll get it all, I'll do what I want." He just seems like he feels like, "No, this is mine. This belongs to my people. We deserve this. We own this." Whether it's the Sento Blade, this power Liu Kang is locking away, or whatever, he feels like this shouldn't be taken or kept from us. And That's going to be interesting again, see how that plays out. Obviously, Liu Kang sees some sort of good in him, why everyone is saying, "Oh, he's bad," because Liu Kang wouldn't have taken him in as a challenger. If you pay attention to the story, I'm pretty sure that is one of Liu Kang's champions. I said challenger, I meant champion. Pretty sure that's one of his champions. So both him and Scorpion. I think he goes and retrieves all of them together, like Bihan, Scorpion, Kung Lao, and Raiden around the same time, or maybe he does the other two and then whatever. But these are his four champions, and I think Kenshi as well, and probably Johnny Cage. We'll see. So I don't think it's just as easy as saying, well, Bihan is this evil person, or else why would Liu Kang be working with him? Liu Kang seems very much also like, I'm not dealing with the crap this timeline. I'm not dealing with all the BS. It's either gonna be this way, you're gonna operate in peace, or you're gonna be finished, and that's it. So that's just my opinion on it. I don't think, and Bihan also, he seems to not care when it comes to speaking his mind. In this last little, he tells Liu Kang, Earthrealm is not yours to rule. And Liu Kang reinforces that statement as just like, well, nor has it ever been, which I think is interesting too, because a lot of people swear up and down Liu Kang is evil. I don't think that's the case. Liu Kang might be doing some things that people don't like, but Raiden did too. Raiden did way before Raiden turned into corrupted Raiden. He did a lot of things that were, this, oh, I'm all powerful, so I can just do what I want to do, that people didn't agree with. He still had a good heart, but when you have that type of level of power and you feel you have that type of level of responsibility, you're probably going to do a lot of things that not everyone's going to agree with. And it's probably not just going to be, oh, I'm going to let everyone live their life peacefully. I'm not going to get involved. I'm not going to do this, that, or the other. A lot of people talk about how quickly he ended Shang Tsung in the trailer, but if he already knows the power, and I could be wrong on all this, but if he already knows the power and the capabilities that Shang Tsung could do or could have, then he's not going to tamper with him at all. He's going to make sure that to some degree and level, there's a level of peace. He also allows Shang Tsung to do a lot before he kills him. Again, in the trailer, we don't know how, canon all of that is, obviously. But just from that example, he allows him to do a lot before he actually decides to kill him. So I'm sure there's still rules in effect that he's just like, hey, you cross these rules, now I have full rights to go in on you and do whatever and destroy you. Oh, and another thing that's interesting. Again, on Behind, he tells Katana that she's living in her sister's shadow and she wastes her potential. Again, my boy knows too much. He might know a little bit more than he should, and that's why he gives his opinion. Like, you serving your sister, you just selling yourself short. So yeah, that's really interesting. Like I said, your boy Bihan, he's not playing. I don't think he's evil. I think he's just simply saying this. I'm gonna get the job done. I'm about business. I'm not about to play with these people and be everyone's henchman. This time I'm something to be reckoned with. The Lin Kuei, he was always kind of dismissed as, oh yeah, the little ninjas you could hire to get something done. Shang Tsung both worked with Bihan and Hanzo, or Kuai Liang and Hanzo, to get different things done. I think that's how this game is gonna differ. We're actually gonna feel like, yo, the Lin Kuei, the Shirai Ryu, if they're introduced, they're not just a henchman, they're actually serious business. So only time will tell. The more we get more gameplay, I'm gonna dissect awesome things to try to figure out this new lore before we even get the game. Yes, that's what I want to do because I just love theorizing. I love diving into this world. So please subscribe. Let me know what you feel in the comments about this whole thing. And if you think Behind is evil or not, let's just talk about it. I'll catch y'all later in the next video. God bless.